wasn't that deep in the original.
I do it. That's like the baritone.
Ooh, that's like Louis Vandross vibes.
Yeah.
Louis Vandross.
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross. Who else? Stevie Wonder, maybe?
I
was quite
want
deep.
to be a part of it. New York.
But it's only about New York, so I don't think it's.
But
my
it's like the
favorite.
New Year's anthem.
For you. Not
For
like
everybody
me.
in America. We're in America.
For Americans. We are. But it's not for me.
We're back, people. This is the finale. The wrap up of
video. I was gonna say episode, but it's not an episode.
The wrap up
video
of this crazy 2020.
But also wonderful.
There's been a lot of highs and lows.
A lot of lows.
And just regular days. But nonetheless, this year has been absolutely
one for the books.
One for the books.
Whatever that means.
They'll talk about it in history books for ages. But before we jump into it, we want to remind you guys and gals
to
like, subscribe,
share,
hit that notification button.
Subscribe if you haven't already done that. I mean,
Press
what else have you been doing?
Bell and all that good stuff.
So,
this episode is really tailored to thanks. As I always did this myself, and I know you always did it too. We've talked about it, but now that we're in a household together, we really like to wrap up the year with some reflection.
Absolutely.
And just talking about the things that we're most grateful for. And
1000%.
I think that's a nice way for us to wrap up the year, and especially a year like this where there was so much turmoil, even if it didn't hit us directly. It just, the energy, you just felt the turmoil around.
Like worldwide.
Exactly. So
many losses.
I think it's easy to lose the blessings that you did receive in the year. So I think
for you to overlook it.
Right.
For it to kind of get lost because there were so many losses. So did you even count your wins?
Right.
Is the question.
So I think it's especially important for this year to really look back at the full scope of 2020 and really identify the things that were great in your year. And even in the moment of feeling like there was nothing, I promise you, if you can really sit and think and reflect, you'll probably find something that was uplifting or just to be thankful for.
Absolutely.
So I'll let the wife take the wheel and start.
About what I'm grateful for?
Yeah. Or just so maybe talk about your year, yeah.
So many things. I feel like because this year had started off on such a high, coming in from 2019 into 2020, we all had our own ideas of how things were going to go. Y'all know how I was feeling coming off of that high of just getting my green card and being signed to agencies and getting out there into the audition space. I think the first few months was the most fast-paced for the year because, we literally hit the ground running. And even though I wasn't booking jobs yet, I just felt so excited to be in the space, to be getting the briefs and to be casting and to just be putting myself out there in the DJ space as well. And then come March and the lockdown happens, and at first it feels like this is a little bit of a vacation, like a forced stay-at-home order, so it doesn't hit home immediately. But as the months progress and things go from bad to worse, I just felt like, here we go again. We are gonna have to deal and have to kind of reevaluate what's on the list of important things, because so much was out of our control. But I do feel like starting the channel with Nico, starting our podcast, putting things into action that we had been speaking about for so many years, seeing that come to fruition has been one of my biggest blessings for this year, because so much has gone into it. I think not only in terms of our thought process, but just what we've been through, and to actually put our pen and our heads together, put the pen to paper, make sure that we're actually rolling this content out and doing so consistently. It really kept me in good spirits when things got difficult, and it's really made me feel as though this is something that I actually wake up excited to do with you, because we're getting to create together, we're getting to share our story, but also the feedback from all of you has been something that I never anticipated to be of such importance. You know that we would get DMs every now and then, people asking us about, you know, either our journey or our process with a visa, but to actually see and to hear people that have walked away with what we shared and it resonated with them, it helped them in some way, that has been one of the best takeaways for me from this year, is the impact that I never knew we would have on people, but that we were able to receive, and we were open to receiving it, and which is also a big part of being aware of where your blessings lie. You actually have to be open to receiving it, or as you said, it can go over your head and you can miss it, and you can just be like, oh, it's just a question, oh, they're just paying us a compliment. It meant a great deal. So I actually would like to thank every single one of you who took the time to leave a comment below each video, send us a DM on IG, send us an email, respond to our email marketing, like everything that's every bit of energy that each one of you have poured into us was received and so appreciated. So that's one of my biggest blessings, and what I'm very, very grateful for this year, and being able to do this all with you is such a blessing, because I know of couples currently who, because of the lockdown, are not able to be together, and Lord knows whether we would have been able to go through that or not. An extended distance with the lockdown, not being able to travel to see your love. I don't know how we would have coped through that.
I think we would have been fine.
We
went a year
longer than a year
not seeing each other, so we would just had a bigger excuse to be at home on the phone doing the same stuff.
True, but it's just not an ideal situation, and I'm glad that we aren't in it. I'm really glad.
That's true.
Do you have one specific takeaway or something that stands out to you the most?
For me, going viral, duh. That was the highlight of all of 2020.
Going viral on?
TikTok. Just going viral in general, that's funny. Pretty cool, right? I mean, I don't have a lot of followers on my personal account, so just to see the constant notifications and to see one day you have one follower and the next you have 30,000, it's like, wait, what the heck is going on here? So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And more on a important note, I think it was awesome. We really, even in this climate with this pandemic, we actually have been auditioning a lot together as a couple, which I really enjoy. And I think it's kind of some insight or projection to next year and what's to come. And although we didn't book as much as I would have liked, just to know that you're
in the running.
We're there, we're right there, and we get seen for a lot of couple stuff, which I love. Any opportunity to work with Roxy is awesome. And
then we booked our first job.
Yeah, we did book our first job together, which was amazing. That was so much fun. We played parents of a little girl, and that was just to be on set. I mean, we've done little shoots and stuff before.
We've shot together multiple times, but to have a booking come through the agent through our agency for both of us, like kind of solidifies, what you are trying to accomplish.
Right. And then my biggest blessing with 2020 is just the fact that I can go into next year knowing that I didn't receive any big losses. There's I've heard of people close to me knowing somebody that's passed from COVID or has been on ICU because of COVID.
Hospitalized.
And I'm just so grateful that I haven't experienced that personally. I do have several people. I mean, this thing spreads like wildfire. I do have people close to me that did
test
positive, but it never, got to the point of hospitalization, and we're so thankful for that. And then within our household, we've been, COVID free, and with the line of work that we do, Roxy's had to test several times, and those have all come back negative. So, I mean, to know how easy it is to contract this virus, and to know that nobody within our close circle,
like our household,
our household didn't get affected at all. But then our surrounding friends and family, even if they did get a positive result, it didn't have an adverse effect to their health, really. So that's probably with 2020 that my biggest blessing and my biggest
our health.
Right.
And we were also able to really hone in.
Take your vitamin D, your zinc, your vitamin C. People laugh. Those home remedies work.
Drink apple cider vinegar and salt and lemon juice in the morning.
Health is your wealth.
Absolutely.
Zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C. 3 contributing factors to avoiding COVID. That's right. I said it.
Oh my gosh. And then I also think
I didn't do the research. Somebody did.
What I'm really grateful for is, if I sit and think of it or write it down, there would be a really long list. But we're not gonna spend the entire video just doing that. I am really grateful for the fact that we were able to support Yasmin in her transition with going from just making friends at school that she wanted to hang out with outside of the school environment, and being excited to go to school, to having no school at all and all home and being homeschooled 100%. I'm proud of how we've been able to support her with doing that, with the amount of hours that the kids are now spending online, which is really difficult because, everybody has varying degrees of an attention span, and for kids it's even more difficult. For parents going through this with their kids at various ages brings a whole new set of challenges. But I do feel proud of being able to adapt as fast as we did, and for her taking responsibility, and a great deal of...
And extremely proud of her for making those changes and adapting to her new reality, and still excelling in her schoolwork.
Yeah.
Even when on the days of attitude, still getting the work done and accomplishing good marks. And just I've personally seen the growth and maturity in her in just this, year.
9 months?
Yeah.
10 months? And it's not like every day is smooth sailing, because it is not. But I think the model of the story is, how are you able to see what didn't work out, or what a problem area was, and kind of regroup, and then pick it up and try again. I think that's where the main lesson is.
Right. And then certainly not to forget our time on Black Love. I mean, that was
major highlight.
Major highlight, and just kind of iconic in the sense where when we were doing long distance, when we were in it, our experience, we kept putting it out there that this is something that people need to hear. Like, this story is not
just for the two of us. You know?
It's not normal. It's definitely unusual, the journey that we went on, and we kept saying, like, this is I know this is unusual, but there are other people that are attempting to go through the same thing. Like, we gotta get our story out there. We gotta get our story out there. And at the time, we didn't know if it was going to be through, you know, a TV show, if it was going to be through a podcast. We didn't know, but we just knew we wanted to get our story out there. And the fact that, you know, we were able to be featured on Black Love
Season 4
with the platform that they have and the outreach that they have and the amount of people
community
that we were able to connect with was just absolutely amazing, and I'm super grateful for that, for sure.
And for every single one of the Black Love subscribers that were able to find us, or had interest in finding our socials and connecting with us outside of the Black Love space. Thank you to every single one of you.
And on that note, I think we should wrap with
we should wrap up
with a toast.
But before we toast,
okay,
I thought something was interesting a few weeks ago when we were watching church service online. I don't know if you remember. One of the pastors had posed the question about what the question itself was, what are you trusting God for in 2021? I'm not sure if you remember this question, but I thought it was pretty profound that he worded it like that. That was the question that he based the sermon on, and we had spoken about it briefly, but I thought that it would be a very important topic and necessary topic to bring to our YouTube channel, especially since this is the wrapping up of 2020 and going into a new year, and you know, everyone's on their new year, new me. They on their resolution. They on, and I don't know what the general consensus is for how every one of you are feeling going into this new year. Maybe a little bit apprehensive. You don't want to get your hopes up too high. But one thing that's remained consistent is how great our God is, and how much we have been covered this year, how much we have been provided for this year. And I think to answer that question, what are we trusting God for, really allows us to refine our focus. And so if you were to answer that question, I don't remember exactly what you said when we spoke about it, but what is it that you are trusting God for in 2021? Like, what is it that you feel He is going to provide for you personally or for the family? Maybe one thing or two things.
Just the timing of everything. You know, whether it be finances or career progressions. I think I'm learning to do a better job of kind of submitting the timeline into the hands of God, because I've struggled with that often in my past. So just kind of submitting the timeline of how everything is supposed to unfold, and knowing that if you put in the work, if you're patient, if you keep your faith high, that it's going to, develop and unfold the way that it's supposed to.
Based on his timeline and not yours.
Right.
So you're trusting him for the timing,
Right.
perfect timing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think if I had to answer, the first word that comes to my mind or to my spirit is the word abundance. I'm trusting God for his abundance in every area of my life, according to his will as well. But that's the word that I feel like I keep seeing in various either articles or scriptures that I find myself reading, or even if I'm just thinking about something specific, I get a sense of the fact and the promise that God is going to be abundant in that area. So it's no longer something that I need to worry about. There's not going to be any type of scarcity when it comes to anything. So work, love, finances, all of it, it's going to be abundant.
Love it.
So yeah, on that note,
now we're ready for a cheers.
I'm ready for a toast. We already poured our bubbles.
So if you have your champagne, if you want to grab a glass, because this is also for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the saying goes, when they go low, you go high. So actually, I want to toast to 2020.
Okay.
Thank you for the struggle. Thank you for the hurdles or the uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
You've taught us a lot, 2020. You've taught us that with every shortcoming or struggle or uncertainty, that with faith in God and a strong union, that you and a strong family support system, that we can overcome so much more than we think we can. So thank you 2020 for the lessons.
Thank you 2020.
And to 2021, we're coming strong.
Hey, listen, the setbacks were the setup for the comeback. Something like that.
Open up your doors because we coming. So cheers to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. We love you. And peace and love. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Love you. Cheers. Cheers. Eyes, don't. You gotta keep the eyes locked.